My hair gets stuck in my nails. What does it mean? That it's time to do infill, and there were definitely some mistakes when doing your extensions. So let's talk about them, fix them, and transform these nails of the new client by doing infill and romantic nail art with HPMA-free gel polish kit by Melodysusie.
Hello guys, this is Anastasia, and this is what the nails of the new client look like. At first they seem like a regular square-shaped nails. She did them in a salon about 3.5 weeks ago. Once we take a closer look, it's obvious that cuticle areas and sidewalls on some nails look a little weird, like they're already separated from the client's nails. If we look underneath, it's obvious that they're natural nails that are rather long, but I cannot really see any lifting there, which means most of the lifting is probably in the center or near the cuticle area. So let's start with product removal and file off this silver color so we can see a better picture and understanding on what's going on under the product. By the way, this tutorial was recorded by my educator and former student Anna Fox. Once we started filing the first nail, which is index finger, it's pretty obvious that it's almost lifted entirely. Do you see this white area? This is where the product is not adhered to the nail anymore. There are also some suspicious dark spots inside that we definitely need to check out, but it turned out that these are simply pieces of hair that were stuck in this lifted area of the nail, which is super common once you have product lifting like this. So all we need to do is just to keep filing, because when you're doing fill, you need to remove the product lifting. But at this point, it's not clear yet if we're going to do the full removal or we can still do fill on these nails. It really depends on which areas the nails are lifted. If we will have more massive lifting on each nail and it will not make sense to keep the free edge of the nail, then maybe we're going to take them off. But at this point, you see there was product lifting on almost entire nail bed area, but on the free edge it's pretty clean, which means we are free to keep this free edge of the nail and do fill. But that's only on that particular nail for now. Let's see what's going on the rest of them. If you decided to do infill instead of product removal, then you should work a little differently, right? Because we are not going to file off all the product. We need to work mostly on the areas that are lifted. And on this nail, we have product lifting as well, mostly on this side. And did you notice that on the opposite side, they're much smaller lifting, which means supposedly that this nail technician didn't do a very good job with the nail prep on that particular side. Also, it is pretty obvious that there were many mistakes with product application. The product was too thick near the cuticle area and along the sidewalls. That's why the product is lifting right now in these particular areas. Even though the product application on these nails in general was pretty good, I mean the structure was built correctly, the surface is even, but those little mistakes near the cuticle area, as you can see, will bring so much trouble, and no matter how beautiful the nail shape was, it's still going to lift after a few days, and after a few weeks it can turn into massive product lifting like this. These white yellowish areas are where the product is lifted. And did you notice that right in the center it's clean, which means in this area the nail technician did a rather good job, but as she got closer to the corners she didn't do such a good job. Right now it's already hard to tell, but also I have a feeling that the product was applied too close to the skin in some areas, which can also cause product lifting like this. We are going to do infill, so we filed off all the lifted areas, and on most nails now we only have product only on the free edge. But now we cannot see any white or yellowish spots, which means the nails are lifting free at the moment. And then we need to start with the prep by pushing back the cuticles with orange wood stick. I also noticed that on some nails, like this one, we have ridges from electric nail file, mostly in the corners, which means the nail technician was trying to clean these areas, with a file but probably still did it incorrectly. Instead of prepping the nails and pushing back the cuticles, the nail plate was slightly overfiled and some cuticle was still remaining, which later caused the product lifting. That's why whenever I hear or read comments like, "Hey Anastasia, I watched your tutorial, I did everything exactly like you did, but I can't get the same result, the nails are still lifting." Usually it's not about using a certain e-file or a drill bit or even the speed, but also about doing the exact right movements. Like right now, we are cleaning the spreading part of the cuticle from the nail plate to make it clean, but we are not pressing on the nail plate at all, so we're not going to cause any damage or overfile this area. That's why I always keep saying that dry manicure is quite an advanced technique and it really takes a while to understand how it works. So if you are just getting started and learning how to do it, I insist that you need to learn how to do product removal first and infills, because when you're using electric nail file and drill bits on the product, it's much easier to feel it and there's less room for errors, because even if you overfile the product, it's not that big of a deal compared to if you overfile a natural nail or the skin. Also, when you're working on yourself or on regular, on healthy nails, it's one thing. But if we have damaged or thin nails, or even these nails, they're not really damaged, but we still have some ridges from the previous service. This is what makes it even more complicated to work with. First part of dry manicure and nail prep is always cleaning the cuticles, the sidewalls, and then pushing them up so it will be easier to trim the dead part of the cuticle, and you can do it whether using some kind of implements, scissors or nippers, or you can also do it with electric nail file. This particular client has rather dry skin, which honestly makes it much easier to work with electric nail file. So yes, if you have a dry skin or if you have clients with dry skin, usually it's much easier compared to normal or even oily skin. This is a flame-shaped diamond bead with blue and white abrasive mark, which means this is not the same as blue abrasive mark, which is rather coarse. It's something in between of blue and red, so it's like medium coarse. It's also very important to choose the proper drill bits according to the client's skin type and cuticle types. Here we have dry skin and it's not super sensitive, and the cuticles are rather thick, which means this drill bit will be just perfect. But for someone with thinner and more sensitive skin, red abrasive mark will work much better. Since most of the natural nail is naked now, we also need to continue the nail prep and remove the surface shine with 180 grit hand file. And finally, let's trim the dead tissue with a ball bead. And the speed is about 15,000 rotations per minute. Most students find this part of dry manicure the hardest and the most challenging one, but it really all comes down to what you did before. So if you did the prep well, if you pushed back the cuticles well, then it's not really going to be that hard. But if you didn't do a very good job, if some of the parts are not really pushed up, then you will not be able to trim them so easily, and it will force you to do it over and over again, and we may end up hurting the client. Once we're done with manicure, let's make sure that it's all clean and get rid of all the leftovers of the skin and debris. You can use alcohol wipes with orange wood stick to clean this area under the cuticle and along the sidewalls, because sometimes, depending on the skin type, some dust may get stuck there and it will not look very good. And also, we're about to do product application, so it's very important to clean everything. And now let me show you what the close-ups of clean dry manicure should look like. The skin should have a normal, healthy color. It should not be pink or red. It might be for a few minutes for people with super sensitive skin, but ideally it should look like a regular skin, just without that tissue. If there were some pre-existing cuts or hangnails, like the one we had on the middle finger, obviously there's nothing we can do about them and they're going to remain there. But on the rest of the nails, we have regular, healthy skin without any signs of damage, and most importantly, we don't have any visible hangnails. Now let's open up Plant-based Gel Polish Kit by Melodysusie. It's HEMA-free, also HPMA and TPO-free. It includes 4 gel polish colors, stickers, dry flowers with a vase, and a set of brushes. At first I thought that these are just nail art brushes, but actually this square one would be perfect for hard gel application and detailer ones for nail art, because we are about to do St. Valentine's inspired nail art. Also, 2 brushes have dotting tools on the other side. After applying prep products, dehydrator, we are going to apply base coat. It's important to apply a thin coat, and even though base coats are supposed to work on natural nails, it is better if you apply it on the entire nail, because at this point it's almost impossible to tell where's the nail and where's the product. I recommend you to apply base coat when doing fill on one nail, and while it's curing, then you apply it on the opposite hand. Even though we apply a super thin coat and it's not really runny, it's still better to make sure that you do everything clean, because even if the small part is going to flood the sidewall, once you apply gel and the color is going to flood them too. Now we're going to do the hard gel application. Do the wet floor technique first, apply one coat without curing, and then take milky gel and build the structure, because the nails are extremely thin now and we don't even have any product on the nail bed area. So our goal is to build the structure now. Freeze cure for about 15 to 20 seconds and then we can pinch the nails. This part is optional, and when doing fill you need to be extra careful because it may not work with all the products and you're not supposed to press too hard, otherwise we may break the old product that is underneath. This is the brush from the kit, and honestly this is one of my favorite shapes of gel brushes because it's square but with a rounded edge, which makes it so comfortable to work near the cuticle area, especially with the nails like this, because oval brushes, they have a tapered edge and sometimes it's just not as comfortable, while this brush can take up a decent amount of gel right away, so you will not need to add more and more. You can just take this big drop and apply it on the entire nail. Keep in mind that you always need to have this little margin near the cuticle area and along the sidewalls. The product should not touch it at any times. And also the thickest part of the nail should be in the center. Since we're using milky gel, it's quite obvious when you have areas where the product is too transparent. So it's very convenient to use a detailer brush to fix the sidewalls, so you can move the gel in this particular area. Check out if the entire nail was covered, because we definitely don't want any empty spots only with the old product, because they are going to be so thin and fragile, so the nails can easily break. Before curing the nails, do not forget to check them from all the perspective, from the front view, from the side view, from the opposite side view. And detailer brush, once again, can be very helpful if there's some little area that needs more attention. Also, if you feel like the product is not in the apex area yet, then you can turn the finger around and fix it like this. Then we cure for 1 minute and let's do some filing and shaping. With electric nail file, let's fix the free edge and do the identical length on each nail. The client didn't really want to do long nails, so we are getting back to her original length. Also, we are going to do sharp square shape, which is getting so popular now. In my opinion, it looks gorgeous and I love it when it's on other people, but I personally couldn't really manage living with it because of the sharp corners. Then we can also do some shaping with e-file, and the most important part, filing off the natural nail underneath, because as you can see, it doesn't really look clean anymore, and also over time it may tend to curve more, which is going to cause big areas of product lifting in the center of the nail. When doing sharp square shape, it's important to have every line on point. So now we need to file the sidewalls with a hand file. Usually 180 grit file is just enough. And finally, we are doing the shaping of the free edge too. Don't forget to match the length of each nail with the opposite hand. Now let's apply the color, and we are going to use this beautiful nude one. It's also from Fleurwee collection. By the way, I already did reviews of HEMA-free gel polishes by Melodysusie. I will leave the links down below if you would like to check them out. This is a semi-transparent peachy nude color, so it's going to look a little different depending on the background that you have. And since we have a milky background, it is going to look more like a light color. Now it's been more than a year that we are using Melodysusie gel polishes, and I have to say that I really enjoy the consistency that they have. It's medium thick, which makes it so convenient to apply one color. You don't need to worry about flooding the skin. And also, they have a good coverage enough so you can also use them for nail art, not just for one color application. Time for some romantic nail art. This long detailer brush is perfect to do long lines. Also, we have a dotting tools on the other side of the brushes, so this is one of the easiest tricks to do a perfect symmetrical heart. First, you need to do 2 dots of the same size, and then using a short detailer brush, connect them, and this is how you outline the heart. Since you already have 2 equal parts by doing the dots, then it's not going to confuse you, and doing symmetrical heart is going to be much easier. Let's use the smaller size of the dotting tool to do the polka dot background. It looks so cute and so girly, and I think it would look nice not just for St. Valentine's Day but also for any other day. I really enjoy this white color from the kit. It works so good for nail art. Also, all gel polishes have very convenient shape of the brush in the bottle. It's rounded on the edge, which makes it so good when you apply it near the cuticle. But also, since they have a proper consistency and coverage, you can use them for all kinds of nail art. If you're planning to use multiple elements or objects on your nail, once you're finished with certain color, you need to cure it for about 1 minute and then proceed. And obviously, so you will not spend too much time on it, it's better if you cure one, and while it's curing, you are doing some nail art on the opposite hand. You already know the technique of perfect hearts. We're doing 2 dots with a dotting tool and then connect them with a detailer brush. On this nail, we are doing a jar which is full of hearts. Black, brown, light blue, and all the colors that you see on the nails are from the kits as well. There's one important thing I would like to mention regarding HEMA-free gel polishes. I noticed that most of you guys were super happy that I'm doing more reviews of HEMA-free products, but it's very important to keep in mind that even if you're using HEMA-free gel polishes, it doesn't mean that you need to neglect some basic safety rules, which is avoid touching an uncured product. And if you're doing your own nails, I also recommend you to use a nitrile glove on the opposite hand, and this way you're going to avoid getting any product or even the sticky layer on your skin accidentally, because most of the times it happens by accident. Sometimes we don't even notice it. Let's add some final accents and polka dots to this nail with a love sign, and of course we are going to seal it with a glossy top coat. Ideally, when you're done with the infill, it should not be possible to tell that it was a fill. It should look like a new set, and I think this time it worked just perfectly. Let me know what you think about this nail art. The link to the kit you will find in the description box as usual. Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time here on my channel, consider subscribing as I post new nail art tutorials just like this one every week. See you in my next one. Goodbye!